come back to see if Bobby still lives here. I couldn't find him for a while. And here's his place. Hey, Bobby. Bobby. Hey, Bobby. He must be out. He must, somebody gave him some beer. Oh, I wanted to get, hey, Bobby. I'm not gonna just open it up. I thought I saw him walking down the road, but anyway, I didn't know he had a drinking problem, unless he's a can collector. Give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a can collector, and he's gonna go cash it in. That's what I'm thinking. I was gonna get him a tent, a nice tent, but the problem with that is if there's a big tent over here, everybody, oh, I don't want to show exactly where I am. Everybody that drives up and down these roads will see a tent, and the police will come over here. Right now it's just like a pile of junk. Let's go get in the creek. I'm gonna turn and go back and head back down where I thought I saw a fella that kind of looks like him. Of course there's trains in my videos. I didn't find Bobby, but I found the creek. I wanted to show y'all again. I have only been in here once in this particular section of it, and I could be wrong, but I think this is one that had that old cool sign on it. I'll find out in a minute. It just doesn't look old enough, unless they, God, it looks brand new. I wonder if they tore it down and put that one up, because the sign is not there. They did. I knew it. I knew it, knew it, knew it. Now I want to get down here without falling. I'm about 75% sure, because every bit of this looks brand new. I knew it. It's probably a good thing, because I was going to, I know I didn't give an introduction to what I'm doing. I just don't do that. We're just here, and here we are. It had an old sign on it from the late 1800s, early 1900s of the bridge maker. And but all the, what is the wood called? Railroad ties? Yeah. They were rotting, and it was torn up, but yet trains were still running across it. I didn't know that. And I thought, well, it's gonna fall, or they're gonna come replace it. And I was gonna figure out how I could climb up there and get that sign off of it before they come in here with a wrecking ball and destroy it and haul it out of here for scrap. And they did. It is gone. And I know I'm in the right spot because that road was behind it. So now I'm the opposite of pressed. I'm depressed. Dang it. But I still want to get in here. I just need to get my waders on that have felt on the bottom, because I don't feel like getting soaked. Plus I got a massive boo-boo on my leg, one on my elbow, and a broken rib or two. So I really don't want to fall down. More about that later, remind me. I just noticed that bird right there. Do y'all see it? If you don't see it very well, go watch my Facebook Reels or my YouTube Reels, because I'm going to make one of it right now and I can actually zoom in. So I'm headed out now to go make some actually make nothing. Gotta climb back up out of here to get my waders on and hope none of these rocks flip over sideways and make me crack my crown. Then we're gonna get in the water. Well, this may not happen. That's my boo-boo. I took my waders out. I took everything out of my truck but metal detectors and pinpointers when we went to the beach. I do not want to get nasty water in the open wound. There's about 100% chance I'm gonna fall down. My first challenge is I need to get to, I don't know what side of the creek to get to. It doesn't get shallow till down there. I mean, it's shallow up there and it's shallow down there, but it's not shallow right there. That even gives me a headache. So I'm on the run. Okay. One of the cool things about getting down there is these rocks have big hunks of actually beautiful, ornate, antique rebar in them, and it's poking out in random spots. So if I fall, there's a really good chance I won't just have a mere flesh wound. I'll have a puncture wound and I'll be hanging upside down on one of these. So I'll be talking to y'all on the camera till the battery runs out, and then I don't know what we'll do from there. Another cool thing, the poison ivy's in full bloom. That's awesome because it's fresh, it's just generating its oils. And I hope if I fall right here, I'll probably slide and embed a piece of it in the flesh wound, and then it'll get into my bloodstream. We're almost in. We'll start off with this card. I really hope I don't have poison ivy on my legs after climbing through that. That's a vanilla visa. I was watching a video, not just any video, it wasn't a video at all, it was a short show, a skit if you will, about an hour and a half long. Not a skit, but it was Drain the Oceans, and they were in Oregon. That has probably got to be one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. Oops. Absolutely amazing. So who's been to Oregon? It actually crossed the mind inside my head to ship my wagon to Oregon, and then I started mapping it out, looking at the map down the coastline. There's a highway 101 that goes all the way to Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so. But, and it looked interesting all the way, and then it hit like a forest somewhere. I gotta get that brick. And then it looked like it would get pretty boring pretty quick, because my goal is creeks. That's pretty neat looking, isn't it? I was gonna take a picture of that, and I noticed all that stuff down in the right hand corner, and I thought, huh. And then I realized I slipped on some rocks and I've already broken my new screen for my camera. That's a pretty cool start. I just made a reel. I cracked myself up, and I was showing, it's gonna be called The Beauty of Inner City Creeks That You Never See from This Angle or something. Who knows what I'm gonna put on it. Probably found $1 million. Watch this reel. And I was panning right here, and I went up there, up there, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty awesome. Look at the concrete busted off some of those little things. And then I got over there, and there's a pair of unders hanging in that tree right there. It takes my breath away. If I've said this once, it means I've said it before. Of course. Mold and moss doesn't grow under bridges usually. And I'm hoping I can make it across this and get over there to the shallows. And we can continue these travels without me having to go back up there and climb up all that again and go over here and figure out how to climb down. And if you're new to this here YouTube channel and you're wondering what's wrong with me, well, I don't know either, but I get it. I get in these creeks and I look for anything and everything, then I show it to you. Well, there's good news and bad news. We'll start with the bad. The bad news is that's too deep for me to walk through without filling up my boots and getting some violent flesh-eating infection in me, open wound. So I gotta take these steps, get up there, climb over, and hope my ankle. Hope I can get down on the other side. But before we go, look at that bottle in there. What's the chances of that being a whole bottle? And me not cutting my finger off. It is a whole bottle. See, there's the hole. No return. Huh. You dare me. I just returned it. So here we go. I'm out of the water. Can you tell? And I'm going in right here. And hopefully we'll get there and it'll stay shallow. Mosquitoes are out. That's pretty cool. Look at that. You know what that's a sign of? A dump. So I need to, I need to mark the spot. U-boat bearing. Not a real little bottle. Just because it says 1860 doesn't mean it's 1860. I'm getting distracted. I know our goal was to get into the creek. This is a good sign. There's a faucet. I don't see anything that's amazing. What is that? Is that amazing? Help me out. Usually when stuff gets wet and rusts, it completely dries. Everything falls off except what doesn't. That is a profound statement. Oh, that's a little, like a vise, or what do you call it? A little wood gripper apparatus. Another bottle. There's a 1972 RC Cola saddleback. Okay, we gotta get in the water. Stop goofing around. Because everything that falls out of this dump is gonna go down there. So far, my eyes behold a plethora of treasures. I don't know what that big thing is. You can't see it at all yet, so hang on. I don't want to fall. The cool thing about having a big nasty scab on your knee, it's getting better, is every time you bend your leg, it breaks it open again. Isn't that cool? What is that? That's what I saw from afar. Muffler? Okay, I'll answer. I don't know either. I would like to find, oh, that's got a freshwater smell on it. Oh my goodness, so we put it back so it can do its job and filter. So you may still be wondering how I broke some of my body. Well, there's a cage in there. It's under my skin. You ever look at airplanes and wonder where they're going? I mean, I know they're going that way, but like when I don't see them, where are they going? So there's a cage inside my body of ribs, and they kind of wrap around all the soft stuff to protect it, so you don't have a blowout and all your... See, who puts a whole bag of sugar smacks in a creek when you could dump them out at least and feed the fish and then take the bag with you? Okay, we'll do that. Let's see that. That brick, that rock, that brick has words. Oh, I've got a bunch of these. These are these beast ones. Okay, we got a sugar smacker. That's a fresh sugar smack bag. The hard part is, hang on, we'll do that in a minute. Well, I did it. Yes, I still have the bag. Gonna get trigged. I'm gonna harvest the bag. So, I forgot what we're talking about. I guarantee you three things. There's gonna be a lot of fish down there on a sugar high. Not a watermelon sugar pie, but a watermelon sugar high. So you ask yourself, how come he's not telling us what he did to his cage? It's kind of tragic, actually. You know how during homecoming, the juniors and seniors, and sometimes they tag along, sophomores go and roll people's houses, and it's just a really, really big deal, and it's just what they do, and it's usually just toilet paper and looks funny, and then you go pick up as much as you can. Then you quickly find out when you make a pile of it and you want to just burn it right there on site, because you don't live in city limits, that it doesn't burn because it's got some kind of lotion in it, so your honey doesn't get a rash. So that was then. This particular episode was different. We got rolled twice by one of these cheap people around here that can't afford a brick with a name on it. I'm just kidding. That's a little private jet. That's Don Trump. gosh, I wish I had my waders. If I had my waders, I wouldn't be going so slow. We would have already been a long way from this bridge. So they came and rode our house one night. And I thought, okay, haha, funny. We all laughed. Geronimo laughed. Twilight laughed. Everybody laughed. Ha ha ha. We planned to get our gel bead blasters and go out there and blow 5 million gel beads at them so you can see all the whelps on them the next day. I think that's legal. And the problem is they didn't just throw toilet paper up in the trees. They emptied all the garbage out of their trucks, threw it all over the yard, went and killed a possum. And I didn't know this was some sort of freaky tradition either. Killed a possum and an armadillo. I'll tell you how I know they were freshly killed in a minute. And threw them on our front porch. So I got up the next day, cleaned up the big garbage. Toilet paper didn't have time to deal with. And toilet paper wasn't that big a deal. So I wasn't real thrilled about it. And I told Geronimo, I said, when you go to school, find out who it was. And if they're minors, I'm gonna go get their daddy, drag him over here, and make him clean up this yard. So she panicked, and I said, okay, I won't really do that. What is that? Oh, I can't get that. I don't want that. So I said, okay, I won't do that. And that whole rolling scenario and trash stuff lasted from about 9 p.m. till 11:30ish or so. Probably so. That is a piece of a gun, which is what I was hoping I was going to find in this creek. But it is simply the side of a pellet gun. We will harvest that. I just want to tell you my story. Let's see what we're talking about. Sorry, I stopped and made a reel of that piece of a gun so I could put out a reel that says, found a gun in a creek, probably a murder weapon, I should call the cops. Called, and everybody got triggered. But I don't do that. Yeah, I do that. I don't know. See, there is a shotgun shell probably used in that gun. Well, at least I'll say that, knowing that that doesn't go in a pellet gun. That show in Oregon, they were finding all kinds of amazing things that was off a Spanish ship. And there's a word for a Spanish ship, and it sounds like Vidalia, but I have forgotten what the word is. These oyster shells come out of a city dump that I'm pretty sure is right around here. We'll come back. So I need my glasses. I know you can't see. I haven't ordered new glasses for the camera yet because they always break. The glass is so thin. I don't understand how they can make glasses for your face that aren't really glass. Yet they're hundreds of dollars. But they're not glass and they don't break, and I can't get a thing from my phone or my camera. Anyway, that's not important right now. We'll come back up the middle where the sun will be in a different angle. That is pretty in here, isn't it? Oh, must be the last one of this season. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, I can't tell. Oh, it's a rock. These glasses give me the illusion of incredibleness. No matter what I find, and it turns out to be a rock. Right there's your Hilton Garden Inn stay card. Enjoy your stay. Hold on a second. You had some on your face. So, night 2 of the rollation. I thought, okay, I won't be prepared tonight. And I'm sitting there processing a video on the computer. Everybody's gone to Nut Land except for Geronimo. And something hits the door so hard that it shakes up that part of the house. So I turn off the lights, act like I didn't hear it, because you know they do that and then they run. And they wait and see what happens. So sorry, I was looking and trying to talk at the same time. That's a difficult thing. So the lights are off. I grab my biggest, heaviest flashlight. And I sling the door open real quick and I jump off the porch and I go flying through the front yard wide open. And I hear them freaking out and running. They start crashing all in these bushes because they didn't have a flashlight. And I think there was just 3 guys. And I was walking, you know, like this is level, level, level. And then on the other side of this pipe, it's lower because it washes out. And I went to a lower spot in the gravel and didn't realize it was a lower spot, and I fell. And I ripped up my leg, my arm really bruised, and I broke the rib that houses my soft stuff. And it's been quite treacherous when I have to go clean up my dad's yard and stuff like that. But I'm fine, other than the fact that it's sore. I fell down so hard like a child. You ever seen a little kid fall? Like if that's their head or their mouth, they go, Mama! And they're running. And they fall and they face plant, but sideways, because I sideways. So my left shoulder, my left knee and everything. I fell so hard that my lower, what is it, 30-something%, what do you get for legs and your rear end? I guess it depends on the size of your rear end. All that extra stuff bent in the middle of right there, and I folded up, and my legs and all my hiney flew up in the air and almost passed my head. It didn't hurt. And my flashlight flew out of my hand, and I thought, man, I broke my light. But it was still on. Here's a bag. Sunday Queen, Sunday King, Dairy King. I don't know. But there's something in it. We just gotta get it untangled. That's next. So look at that piece of pressboard. That's either old countertop or somebody had a deer head mounted on it. So I get up and I grab my light and it's still on and I take off running. And I get down the street and they all jump in. They have a brand new maybe brand new. It was just kind of a pile, a 4Runner. And that is a door off a safe. We'll look at that more in a minute. And they all get in and back up across the road and just sit there and spin. Because a 2-wheel drive 4Runner is a van. If you have one, don't get offended. Everybody doesn't need 4-wheel drive. I realize that. But a 2-wheel drive 4Runner is a van. So they jumped in their van and got stuck in grass. And I almost caught up with them. And they backed up and went out the long way. Or out through the field, kind of. And they disappeared. Now we need to find the safe. And I thought, oh no. So my flashlight probably weighs 2 pounds. It's a big square. It's the one I've shown you. I forgot the name of it. But it gets so hot in your hand when it's on high. I threw it as hard as I can towards their van, with every intention of it going through one of the windows. It didn't happen. It bounced off the road, bounced up, and then made some contact. We won't say how much. And they took off. Here's the awesome part. The light still works. It works great. So I go back in the house. Geronimo's standing there looking at me with her eyes wide open. And then she looks at my leg. And she goes in pre-throw up mode. Because I was bleeding pretty good. But I mean, it was worth it. So that's my story. I cannot run a bunch of 18-year-olds. Well, I could have. 17, 18-year-olds. I could have if I had not fallen and folded up in the driveway. So the next day, actually the shower that evening was rough, picking the rubble out of my leg. No, I'm not gonna take that. And then the next morning was rough because I shower at night and in the morning. I'm a shower fanatic. Kind of a clean freak to the point where it's not pleasant for people when they get in these clean creeks with me. But the next day and the next day got worse and worse. And I couldn't hardly move my left arm. And I almost got the hiccups once, and it was, oh, I forgot we got to get in that Dairy Queen bag. It's so nice out here. Then it was all hurting, so I called me friend, the tree surgeon. He was like, dude, there's nothing we can do when it was all said and done. There's going to be a snake in here. Ooh. There's a veritable plethora of items in there. What's in the bag? $17. A couple of pistols. I'm just kidding. Ooh. New, one owner. Air gauge. Ooh. Tweezers. Ooh wee, just a buddy Ollie. And some Korean rain gear. 안녕하세요. And another tag. License plate, if you will. This one probably says Sunday King. I really don't want to get any more of that nasty on my finger. We'll pretend like you know what a license plate looks like. So seedless Danae, it was a stretch a couple of days and has been. But I'm back out. You know, it's interesting, as I was opening that bag, there's a cup floating to Mobile for Jim. And I didn't see it. It's a fresh cup or it wouldn't be on top, which means someone threw it off the bridge. Now back to this. I just realized we've been in the same spot for probably 30 minutes, which means this video is getting way too long, which means you've lost interest and you're gonna go straight to my Facebook Reels and watch 30-second clips of this. God, it's nice in here, isn't it? What is going on down there? So we're gonna move on, and if I keep going or find something else, I'm probably just gonna start a new video, but I'm not sure yet. Thanks for watching my videos.